Look what I just made. I made this delicious stovetop naan, nicely charred, made it all in a pan using my yeast dough. Of course, if you've got a tandoor, you can use this dough, but it's a lot easier in a pan, especially if you're just cooking a few. So today we are going to be making a plain naan dough. This is my yeast dough. I've got another recipe on the blog and also on this channel that is more of it's a faster dough, one like they use in curry houses using a self-raising flour. But this is going to be a yeast dough, and we're just going to go ahead and get started here. As you can see, I've got all my ingredients right there in front of me. It's a good idea. It's nice to be able to just get everything to hand and to just get started with it. Now, in my written recipe, I say to, and this is going back to when I wrote the Curry Guy Bible, I say to add the flour first, but recently I've been adding liquid first because I found that it's easier for beginners to understand what's going on in the bowl if you add the flour lastly. So that's what we're going to do. Both ways work. You're not going to have a problem with it, but I think it'll be easier for you if you see the liquid going in before the flour. So what I've got here is a bowl. I'm going to add 400 milliliters of hand hot water. That's just been in the microwave for about a minute and a half. I've got 3 tablespoons of sugar. Now you wouldn't believe how much sugar goes into most naans. They don't taste sweet, but it adds to the flavor, and it's not something you have to worry about over making it too sweet, because it works. And then to that, I've got some dry yeast, about 2.5 teaspoons of dry yeast. Mix that all in. And then I'm going to put that aside for my next batch because I've already made some right here. We want to let that yeast wake up in the milk, and that's exactly what is done here, so that we know that the dough will rise. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the eggs and the yogurt. And I got 3 eggs here. I'm going to put these in my mixing bowl. If you don't have a standing mixer, that's not a big deal. You can just knead it by hand. If you're kneading it by hand, you're going to want to knead it for about 10 minutes. Whereas with a standing mixer, about 4 to 6 minutes on low will do the job. Just going to whisk those, and I'm going to then put in about 270 grams of full-fat yogurt. We're just going to whisk that together. To that, I'm going to add this yeasty milk, yeasty sugary milk. That's all going to go in there as well, just like that. Now I got my flour, and with my flour I'm going to add, and this is totally optional, but I add it, and I've never had any complaints. I got about a tablespoon there of baking powder. It just helps it rise, but it's not needed because we're using the yeast anyway. And about a tablespoon of salt there. This is 900 grams of sifted bread flour. Now, I'm just going to start adding this to the liquid. Now the reason I'm doing it this way, instead of just adding all the flour and then adding the wet ingredients there, is I could do that because I've made these naans so many times. I know what everything is supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like. But if you're new to this, what you're looking for is a very wet, a wet sticky dough. It can even be sticking to your hands at this point. But you want to make sure you don't add too much flour, because once you make it too stiff of a dough, it's very difficult to fix. It is fixable, and I'll tell you ways of doing that later on in this video. So I may not be adding all of this flour. I'll just add it as needed. Now I'm going to make things easy on myself and put it in my mixer. And I'm just going to start kneading this dough while adding a little bit of flour at a time till it starts to come together. I'll show you what that looks like as well. But when you're using a standing mixer like this, you want to make sure you're on 1 or 2. So just like not very fast. You just want it to knead, just like you would if you were kneading it by hand. All right, so as you can see, it's starting to come together now. I'm just gonna add a little bit more flour. And like I say, we do not want it to become too floury or it's gonna be too stiff. And that's looking really good. Okay. Right, so I'm going to stop it there and bring this out. Now, as you can see here, if I pick some of this up, it's wet. It sticks to my hands, but that's fine because we're just going to let that sit and rise for about 2 hours, or even overnight if you wanted to. So I'm just going to take this hook off here. There we are. And I've got really sticky dough, just like that. Okay, now by hand, because this is already kneaded quite well, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this flour, but as you can see, I haven't used it all yet. I may use it all 900 grams, I might not, but what I wanna do is just feel this, make sure it's kind of a nice soft dough that's sticky, but not sticking to my hands. And that's perfect. See that? It's not sticking to my hands anymore. So I'm just going to make a nice big ball out of this. It doesn't have to be a fantastic looking ball. It just has to be a ball. I'm just going to do that by bringing all the dough underneath, stretching it out on top. Just like that. Pat it smooth. And there's some flour in there already still, so I'm just going to let it sit just like that. If you're putting it in a clean bowl, you might want to spray it with some oil or put a little bit of flour in there so that it doesn't all stick. But I'm going to set this aside for later, and I'm going to show you what I've already made a few hours ago. So here is a dough that I made earlier, and it's exact same recipe as I've just shown you, using the liquid first, adding the flour, and as you can see, it's a nice soft dough. It's a bit, look how soft that is, really nice and soft. I used a little bit of oil in this, so that's why it's shiny. But it's perfect for naan doughs, really nice and soft. And I just want to show you how to do this. Take a little bit off, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll in a little bit of the flour. And then I want to take it and just start with my hands, start pushing upwards, just like that, until I have a nice smooth outer. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to pinch the bottom together. So by pinching the bottom together, it's just making it into a nice solid ball like that. And what you want to do is just with your dough, depending on how much you want to use, you may not want to make all this at one go. If you don't, then that freezes really well. But I tend to make the dough balls, even if I'm freezing it, it just makes things a lot easier. Because you can freeze this dough up to about 6 months. And it freezes really well. So whenever you want naans, take them out in the morning. By the evening, you could be cooking up naans with your own homemade naan dough, sealing it in there like that. And for best results, after you've made the balls, you do want to let it sit for a good 20 minutes or so, just to relax, because it's already been relaxing here. But once you start working it again, it needs to be relaxed again a little bit, just to relax those glutens and make it really easy to roll out. And with the dough made, I'm going to show you how to use this dough to make a naan, plain naan. Very simple. Okay, so I've got my first naan here. I'm just going to make one for you today here, just so you can see how it's done. But I'm just going to push this down. The dough is really soft and nice. Flip it over. Slap it around a bit. You can stretch it out if you like, any shape you like. I'm just gonna make mine round today. And I might even use this. You don't need to. I mean, this way you could stretch it out if you wanted to. I'm gonna go ahead and use a rolling pin just to get it a little bit larger. You don't want to roll it too thin or it'll look more like a chapati. So as you can see, it's quite thick. I'm just gonna, thick and floppy. So I've got the excess flour off there. Now I'm going to take this, add water all around the edges, and also in the center. And what the water is going to do is that's going to help it stick to the pan. If you're not cooking on gas like I am, you could just flip it in the pan. So if you have a non-stick pan, just flip it over. Here we go. So I'm just securing it on there so that hopefully it's going to stick. We're going to see some bubbles coming up here really soon. And as the bubbles rise and when it starts to look like I want it to look, I'm going to then turn it towards the gas flame. Before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of this ghee just to the top. Not a lot, just enough to give it a little bit of moisture from the ghee. And you can already see that the bubbles are starting to rise and it's becoming to look like a naan. It's starting to look like a naan. You'll get bubbles of all sizes. You'll get nice big ones like what's starting to rise there and little ones as well. You don't have to worry about this burning to the pan because if you think about how hot a tandoor wall is, it's just not going to happen. It's just going to get a nice toasty brown on the bottom. This is a recipe I like to use if I'm having a lot of guests over or something like that. I make a lot of this stuff. And so I like the yeasty naan. It's a little bit more difficult to make than, say, the curry house naan, which uses the self-raising flour. If I just want to make a couple of naans in the evening, I'll probably use the self-raising flour because that's a lot quicker. But this does get really, really good results. That's nice and bubbly now. I'm going to just turn it over and start toasting the other side. And if that happens, don't worry. Get yourself something like that, just to hold it on and put it towards the flame, just like that. This pan used to work really well for this kind of thing, but lately it's been letting me down. It really doesn't make a huge difference. You just want to get that flame to brown the top of it. So if you don't have a gas and you can't be doing this, just go ahead and flip it over. You'll lose the bubbles, some of them anyway, the big bubbles, but it'll still be very nice. You can get a nice chewy dough. Just lightly browned on the top. Look at that. Now it's sticking. It was, anyway, there you go. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this ghee on the top. That. It's gonna be so good. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. We've got a lot more videos on the way. Thank you. See you next time.